Hey guys, Jimmy Mahalik here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how to scale your Amazon business to the $50,000 a month or more mark. So in the last video, we talked about how to get your business or get one product to the $10,000 a month mark. So $10,000 a month means you're probably making between $2,000 to $4,000 a month profit. Okay, so $24,000 to $48,000 per year profit with that one product. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to get your business to $50,000 a month in sales so that you can make over, maybe six figures a year, $10,000 a month or so in profit. So I'm going to have 3 steps or 3 tips for you guys on how to do this. But first, I want to give you a real world example on one key part that's very hard to do, very hard to get past. So I was just talking to 2 of my students here in the last day or so, and one student, he has one profitable product, he's making money, he's making profit every single month. He's thinking about launching another product, okay? And just talking to him was so much differently than talking to a lady who I just talked to today she has so much fear, she's scared to launch her first product. And I think that's very normal, but it was just so different talking from one student to the other. And I wanted to give you guys a big tip about this. So first of all, I want you to think about where would you be if you didn't start your Amazon FBA business. If you just continued to live your normal life and do your 9-to-5 job, and where would you be as the years and years roll by? So if you don't take the opportunity, if you don't take the chance in yourself and see what could have been, what you could have made, I feel like you'll regret it later on in life when you've been working at your job for 20 or 30 years. Take the chance, take the opportunity, take the leap, because you just might surprise yourself. And most of the time for me, when I launch a product and it doesn't really work, most of the time I'm just not reordering it. So I'll sell out of my initial batch of product or units that I ordered, and I just won't reorder. So most of the time I'm somewhere around the break-even mark. I might lose a little bit, I might make a little bit, but it's not really the end of the world, okay? So even if you're a beginner and your first product doesn't make it, most of the time you don't really it's not like you're losing tens of thousands of dollars, okay? So I want you to think about that. And then the next step I want you to think about is that what if you launched 100 products, okay? Let's take a high level view of this. So let's just say that we fast forwarded 2 or 3 years later and you had launched over that 2 or 3 years 100 products, okay? Do you think they would all fail? Do you think you would have some successful? And you're probably saying right now, yeah, I do. If I launched 100 products, I do think I would have some successful. And that's why you got to look at the big picture. Everybody's so scared to launch their first product like it's the end of the world. And you got to think differently. Think big picture. Think about where you could be in 2 years if you didn't give up and you kept learning and launching products. Think about where you could be. So let's just say that you launched 100 products, okay, 100 products. And let's say that only 20 of them, only 20% of them were successful, and they were making, let's just say on the bare minimum, they were making $1,000 a month each in profit. You would be making $20,000 a month in profit. And this is only by 20% of your products working and them only making $1,000 a month profit. So I feel like if you start to look at the big picture, you're going to really see that wow, I could do this. I could make this work. Now, of course, you're going to have to build a business. You're going to have to do all the steps along the way that we're going to talk about here in 1 second. Okay? But don't be worried about every little thing that could happen. Oh, one more thing that I just talked about with my student is that, they're all worried about hijackers and this could happen, that could happen, blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you, if I thought about in fact, this lady was a police officer, okay? And I said, if you were training a brand new police officer and you told her every single thing that could happen on the job, nobody would ever join. Nobody would ever start. Everybody would be too scared and they would all quit, okay? And business, in Amazon business or any business, is the same. So you guys know that if you followed my channel and watched me, that in the past I had a successful limo and bus company that I sold for 7 figures in 2012. And I had around 15,000 customers when I sold that, okay? And it was so successful because our website's got over 1 million visitors per year, okay? So the internet really scaled me to where I could be, okay? But if I had thought about, before I bought my first limo, all the things that could have happened, like accidents could happen, people could steal from me, the cost of insurance. I one time had a mechanic catch my Escalade limo on fire, and it burned to the ground inside of our warehouse, and it was flooded with 6 inches of water. If you would have told me all the things that could have happened, I probably wouldn't have started that business or any business, okay? Any business is just like life. Like if somebody told you all the things that could happen to you in life, you'd probably never leave your house, okay? So don't be scared of every tiny little thing that could happen, okay? That's the negativity approach. Think positive. Think what could happen if you succeed. What could happen if you just got one product that was succeeding and making you a couple $1,000s? Think about what could happen, how that could change your life if you had an extra $24,000 a year coming in from one product, okay? Think positive, not negative. If you think negative, you'll never get started in anything in life, okay? I hope that really helps. I think that'll really help a lot of you. You just got to shift your mind and look at things a little bit differently. Okay, step number 1 or tip number 1 is, so let's assume that you already have one profitable product out there. Okay, step number 1 or tip number 1 is constantly be improving your products, okay? So if you had several products out there, you're gonna have a whole, let's just say you had a 4-star review rating on Amazon, which is pretty good. It's probably somewhere around the average. It's not the best ever, but there's a lot of products out there with 4 stars. Go and look at your bad reviews and see what the most common reason people give you a 1 or 2-star review is. So let's just say they think it's too flimsy or breaks or whatever it is. If you start to see a pattern with that, make it a little bit more durable, make it a little bit thicker, or constantly be improving your product. Because if you're constantly improving your product, oftentimes the manufacturer can do that for pennies. Okay, they can make one part stronger, one part thicker, or something for pennies, and you can just still sell it at the same price or raise your price by 99 cents or something like that and have a much better product. And then you can even put in your listing new and improved for 2019, for 2020. And we listened to you guys and we improved our product, and that's why it's the best out on the market, okay? Not only will improving that probably actually get you more sales because you're able to say that, but you won't get those bad reviews, and people will love your product. They'll rave about your brand. They'll tell people, yeah, that's a really high quality product. You definitely want to buy that. And they'll buy your product again if it's not just a one-time purchase product, okay? So tip number 1, constantly be improving your products because it'll help your brand, it'll help you make sales, and it'll help you get better reviews. Okay, step number 2, there's 2 ways to really get to the $50,000 a month or more mark. So the first way is to randomly pick profitable products, okay? And I don't think this is really a bad way. It's totally doable. I mean, I have definitely done this in a way. And what I mean by this is that, you're launching one product and, I'm gonna show you an example here of something here in a second, but let's just say it's a sponge, okay? And that product ends up making you $5,000 or $10,000 a month in sales. And then let's just say you launch another product that is a table, okay? And that product's making you $5,000 or $10,000 a month. That is a way to get to $50,000 a month. So you could have, say, 5 or 10 products making you between $5,000 and $10,000 a month on Amazon, okay? And, once you get to 20, 30, 50 reviews or more, that's really not uncommon for your products to do that. So, once you get past that initial stage, the first month, most of the time you're not making profit, okay? You're launching your product, you're going from 0 reviews to 2 reviews to 10 reviews. And oftentimes your first order is more just like a break-even type of thing where you're getting your footing on the market, you're getting your rankings, you're doing all that stuff that you need to do when you're launching a product, okay? And then you start to make your profit for months and months and months and years after that, after you start to get your reviews, okay? So what you can do, you're just using your Helium 10 or your Jungle Scout software, and you're just launching products, and the ones that stick, the ones that make profit, you just keep doing that. And before you know it, you'll have 5 products that are making you $5,000 a month each, and you're making $25,000 a month. Or, maybe you have 1 or 2 that are making $10,000 a month each, and you get close to that $50,000 a month mark, okay? The next way to really do that is to build a brand, okay? Now, you're going to kind of already have a brand because you're going to be private labeling, okay? But we're going to take this another step forward, and here's how it most of the time works. So most of the time you'll start off at that first step, and you're just kind of launching a couple different products throughout the months as they go by, and one of them hits. One of them's making you $10,000 or $20,000 a month in sales, so one of them hits. Then what you can do is build a brand around that. So some people can build a brand ahead of time because they're in a field or they have a passion about something and they just want to go into that field. But I feel like most people don't. Most people just want to launch a product and get it profitable. So what happens is once you get that one product that is like a home run, or it's a very good product that's making you $10,000 a month or more, then you can start to build a brand around that, okay? And let me show you 2 examples of what I mean. Okay, so here is the first example, and this is a company called Anchor, okay? They're a very famous private label brand. They're worth many, many, many millions of dollars, okay? But they're in electronics, so this is like a super competitive space because all these products that they're making are all every single one of these. There's the 100 different ones of them on Amazon. I mean, look at this one has 12,000 reviews. But let me go back up here. Like when they launch a new product like this, that's has 95 reviews. That probably launched for them this year. They can take a new product and people love their brand. They know it's not a profitable brand, but they know it's a really good quality brand. So they can then start launching products around that and do all sorts of different electronic products, battery product, all sorts of things. And they can build a brand like this based off their one product that was profitable, and then they just build accessory products or products that are similar that other people might want to buy. And then people start to know the name, and it just becomes a great brand. When you can do this, these type of companies are worth millions of dollars. There are so many investment firms and companies and bigger companies that want to buy companies like this, that for them to give you a couple $1 million for your brand that's actually really got a nice footing and people love it and it's got several products that are all selling well, there are so many companies out there that will buy this for millions of dollars. It's crazy, okay? But obviously you have to do all that hard work to get, to be one of these brands, okay? So let me show you another example here. So I've been talking to my students, in my course recently about Shark Tank, and I think it's a really great thing. All my students should be watching it because it shows you literally, it's people doing the exact same process that you're doing. They're launching one product, and most of the people on Shark Tank are successful. Well, this is one of the products that was on Shark Tank, and I think the last time I seen it, they had sold it was $50 or $100 million in sales that they had. But they started with just this one sponge, and I don't know which one is the original listing here. I mean, you could see this one has 2,600 reviews, this one has 2,700 reviews. That's a 3-pack and a 4-pack. But I mean, look, they're advertising on their own products here. So, they're advertising under the name Scrub Daddy. Look, they even have a new variation here with 1 review and 14 reviews. But what I want to point out here is that they started with just one sponge, the Scrub Daddy sponge, okay? And what they have done is they've created all these additional products around the Scrub Daddy name. So they actually have the Scrub Daisy here. They have the Soap Daddy dual action soap dispenser. And this is the perfect example on how you can basically start off with just some random products. And let's just say you had a unique sponge that you differentiated and people loved. And it took off and it started, you had a nice little name for it and it started to make you $10,000 a month or more. What you can then do is come up with other products that are similar to help build that brand. And when you build that successful brand, that's things that are worth millions of dollars, like I said, and it just starts with one product. But this is what you can do, is just keep expanding on your brand, and that's how you can really take your business to the next level. Okay, the third and final step or tip is don't be lazy. Now, I know that might sound funny, but it's actually human nature, because, I've had so many, my limo and bus company had hundreds of employees, and I just hang around with a lot of business owners. I talk to business owners, and I'm just kind of like in that mindset. Like, that's like where all my focus and vision and energy goes, okay? The average everyday person, they just want to get their paycheck and then go home. Or they just want to, like, even if they're like a small little business owner or like an insurance agent, 95% of them want to just make enough money to pay their bills and then not work anymore. So like in the insurance agency, my brother's an insurance agent, and he's built this really great business, okay? And what he's found is that people will go out and they'll make, a couple $1,000s, and then they won't work for like an entire week or 2 weeks even, because they got enough money to pay their bills, okay? Don't be lazy. So when you figured out the Amazon algorithm and you're able to launch successful products, and you got 1 or 2 products, and it's let's just say it's gave you enough money to quit your 9-to-5 job, don't be lazy. Keep moving, keep going forward, okay? Because that's the difference between you being a millionaire and you making just enough money to pay your bills and not save anything, which is what most people do, unfortunately. Okay? Once you've figured out that successful strategy and you have some small successful brands, keep going, keep launching, keep doing what you already have working, okay? Because if you already have it working, you already know how to do this stuff, you've already done the hard part, okay? Just keep doing what you're doing and moving forward and launch some new products, okay? Build your brand. And that is how you can get to $1 million or sell a company for multi-millions of dollars, okay? By keep doing it. Don't be like the 95% of people that just make what they need to pay their bills and to maybe go on vacation, and then they just they're happy with their lives and they just stop, okay? Make something of yourself, because if you get that business that makes you several $1 million, you can then retire and not have to work for the rest of your life because you worked really hard for, say, 5 years, okay? And I know that anybody would probably take that deal, okay? And then you can make the decision to keep moving forward, build another brand, or travel the world, or do a mix of it, do whatever you want to do. But don't be lazy, okay? Once you get it working, get another product working. Get one that's making you more money. Use that money for your kids' college education or for your retirement fund. Have one product that pays for your retirement fund, and one product that pays your mortgage, and one product that is fun money, okay? But if you just stop with one successful product, okay, you're never going to really get to where your hopes and dreams are in life. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. Make sure you join our Facebook group. The link is down below with, we have a whole bunch of Amazon sellers, people just starting. Everybody's in our Facebook group. You definitely need to be in there if you're not. And also, I will link my free training over here, and I'm going to over here link the step 1 or the video 1 to this video, which is how to get your first product to $10,000. So watch that if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video.